long time. What we're going to do is take out a very small sample and show you the results of using this heroin test kit, which is the Searchy brand. It has a reagent of a very strong acid in it. When you go to put your product inside and you snap that little pellet, that acid, when it comes in contact with a product like THCP or HMTD, will cause that material to detonate. We're going to take a very small sample and put it inside, and we'll remove this sample away. But we're going to show you what would happen if you expose that to some acid from this test kit.
So I'm going to sample for stuff.
Okay. Well, first of all, qualify. First of all, this is the correct amount of sample to check. Is that probably too much, or is that just about right?
That's about right.
Okay. So if the officer takes that, first of all, you break your little acid vessel, right? You put your material in there, break the vessel, and then you expose that to that material, right? Then you crush this sample and expose it all to that sample. What we're going to do is drain this little bit of acid out here, just so you can see it. And what we're going to do is we're going to kick, all you're going to see is you're going to see a little sizzle here, okay? You're going to see a little smoke, maybe a little snap, depending on the size of the crystals in this material. Okay? That's what happens when you get exposed to THCP. The difference is here is you're the young officer and you're excited because you think you just hit the mother lode. Alright? So you're taking your bulk product that you have here, okay, and you're doing this sample test and you do it over the top of your bulk container. In California just 2 weeks ago they found 2 full mason jars of this in a meth lab. So if you test this, first of all, with thinking that it's cocaine, and does not test positive, what would be your next test kit? The brown heroin test kit or the white heroin test kit. And that's what we're going to show you here. Okay, now that's probably a large sample to test for a police officer, but as a fireman, that's probably how much we would test, because we're firemen. Just kidding, of course. Okay. Now there will be a snap to this. So when I tell you to, put your fingers in your ears. All right. Well, you saw when I put the material into the acid, it was instantaneous. If you would happen to get a fraction of a drop of that acid into that bulk container, this is what may happen.
You can imagine that multiplied by this. It'd be enough for all of us to get an early retirement, and we'll probably consider Steve and Joanne. Probably bring this roof down as well.
Any questions?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like PVC kind of very cool.
I guess the biggest thing is these safety alerts have been out on this material for almost 6-7 years. For the officers in the room, how many of you have heard about this safety alert on testing unknown white powders? The information's out there. The problem is it doesn't always get passed down to all the street officers. And this is what we're, experiments like this is why we're trying to get out to the street officers. But again, this product does have a warning label on it, all right? It says it may cause fire explosion. We don't often read these, all right? We know this because we get these notices all the time through the bomb squad and the FBI. What I want to make sure is our street officers that are testing for possibly brown heroin or white heroin out in the field don't expose themselves to this kind of environment, all right? And that's all I have. Any questions?